second hot copy after an unsuccessful bid for the vice presidency in 2010. Our guest is making a first-time pitch for the Senate in hopes of offering an alternative to traditional politics. Get to know Baldemoro Falcone.
Born in Leyte, Baldomero Falcone works as a business consultant. He also sits as president of a corporation involving reclaiming land in Cebu. In the 2010 elections, he ran but made an unsuccessful bid for vice president. COMELEC disqualified him from participating in the polls, citing the lack of a political track record to prove his capability of mounting a serious campaign. This year, Falcone is taking a chance at the Senate seat under the newly accredited Democratic Party of the Philippines. His party is offering an alternative to traditional politics and pushing for his vision of a truer democracy. He is a vocal critic of dominant political families and the so-called dynasties. With his pro-equality stance, Falcone wants to abolish pork barrel and to make the government fund campaign expenses of all political aspirants.
Only the rich in this country have a chance to be elected. The poor, although they are brilliant, have no chance at all. Like me, for example, I'm the poorest of the poor of all candidates. But
Falcone is also eyeing a shift to a parliamentary system of government. A political neophyte, he believes he has nothing to lose by running for the Senate.
All right, Democratic Party of the Philippines senatorial candidate Baldemoro Falcone is with us this morning. Good morning to you. Is Falcone your real family name?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
Baldomero Falcone.
Okay.
Shortly
Now-
for Bal. Yeah.
All right. You ran for vice president in 2010.
Not really a run because 5 months before the actual elections, we were disqualified. So
Okay.
we went to Balsi Cruz and Rafi Lupa, who are the campaigners
Okay.
for Pinoy, and we told them that we are passing on all the sympathizers of DBP for the presidential campaign of Pinoy. And I think
So you didn't run?
we didn't run. Instead, we urged all our DPP sympathizers to work and vote for Pinoy.
Okay. So because the news is you lost for vice president
No,
in
no,
2010.
no, no.
This is your first time?
Yeah, this is our first time. We were never allowed by COMELEC to run because we were not properly organized according to them.
Okay.
So what we did immediately after that was to organize ourselves in 17 regions of the country. No?
Okay. All right. Now, very
Visayas,
quickly.
yeah,
okay. You had said that you are the poorest among the candidates. And the sad part is that someone like you cannot run or win for the Senate, which is true. I mean, it's disappointing how it is now. You'd have to have a famous family name because it's a national campaign and you have to have money.
Yes.
So why run?
Nidagan ko, I ran because kailangan ang mga Bisaya ma-represented. Perhaps I'm the lone senatorial bet gikan sa Bisaya. So kawawa naman ang Bisaya kung why representante sa Senate, no? I mean, all their difficulties, all their complaints.
Wala ba doon?
Wala. I mean, of all the 33 senatorials now, ako lang yata ang Bisaya.
Okay.
So, maayo unta, it would be good if all the Bisaya and the Visayas, Manila, Tondo, and Mindanao would kaluyan ko, tabangan ko, and put me in the Senate to properly represent them.
Okay. So how many, I mean, do you honestly think you'll win?
Yes. With the help of the Lord and the help of the Visayans and the Filipinos who sympathize with the poor. Because the poor
But on what
is the
day-
majority in the country. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. David said winning is a bonus, but the message is more important. So for you, is it the same thing or are you really out to win?
I'm out to win because the Bisaya, both in Manila, in Tondo, and in other poor colonies, Visayas and Mindanao, deserve to be represented. Because the poor, nare-remember lang panahon ng eleksyon, pero after the election, they are conveniently forgotten. So, we need always the government, under this worsening poverty situation, to focus their attention na yung kahirapan natin ay masolve. And DBP, I believe, under securitization, has the formula. As a matter of fact, ang advocacy namin is ito. Number one, eliminate the pork barrel because that is being wasted by most of the senators.
Okay.
When in fact, that should be dedicated to solve the homelessness, walang bahay, ang mga pobre natin. Kumakain lang ng mga pagpag food. Maraming Pilipino na nakatira sa kariton, families. Maraming Pilipino na nakatira sa simenteryo. Ano ba ito? And we are boasting that we are 7.1 inclusive growth. I mean, we have to be realistic. We have to be objective.
So how would you do it? How would you solve it?
Ito, ganito. We have a formula called securitization. And this has been proven by, for example, Manny Pangilinan. He was able to raise 35 billion to put up Global City. And also, Heritage Park, they were able to raise 8 billion pesos.
Okay.
Itong securitization, ito yung paraan which I studied in the US na pwede mo encourage yung global funds to come into the Philippines provided the project is viable. In other words, we have so many viable projects in all the provinces at saka mga lalawigan, mga major cities sa Pilipinas. So we can really put up viable projects and through securitization, imbitahin natin yung global capital to come in here to develop this project. That's why we will be able to put up thousands of new businesses and solve joblessness all over the country. This is the formula that I think only DBP and me, which I learned when I was in New Jersey, has perfected.
So why hasn't DBP done it?
Wala pa kami. I'm busy in my campaign. So, win or lose, gagawin natin ito. And we will teach, if the mayors and governors and development officers will allow us, we will teach them how to securitize. It is so easy. You just talk to the trust department of any commercial and universal banks.
Okay.
Gagawa kayo ng isang asset pool trust.
Okay.
Issue global bonds and let money come in here.
All right, very quickly.
Okay,
You
okay.
authored the book, Christian Economics, the Philippines Developmental Ideology. This was published in 1984.
Yes.
You also have an NGO, Sagip Bansa Pilipinas,
Yes.
where you helped more than 1,000 ITAs.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
In association with DBP, Sagipan sa Pilipinas, and a mining company.
When you say DPP, he means, this is just for our viewers, Democratic Party for the Poor.
Yeah, Democratic Party of the Philippines or Democratic Party for the Poor.
Because they might mistake it for DPP, the bank. Go on.
I thank you. I thank you, Karen.
Yeah, so you
you're
should
such a
say-
beautiful woman.
It should be
Thank you.
Democratic Party of the Philippines.
Yes,
All right, go on.
yes. And we are not doing lip service kasi ginagawa namin. Two years ago, we were giving livelihood to ITAs, more than 1,000 ITAs. And
Yeah.
right now, unknown to the public, we are inventorying all the squatter colonies, all the squatter families in Metro Manila for further collocation into our bought property in Botolan,
Okay.
Barangay Villar, Zambales, where we will put up Magnificat City.
Okay, my question.
Yes.
Why didn't you practically run first for, let's say, Zambales?
Yes.
I mean, that community, you would have probably won. In that community where you've helped the ITAs, why not run there?
We help because we want to help our four brothers, not because we want to be elected in elections. And the problems of the country are nationwide in scope. So we are opting for a national position like the senator, and hopefully the people who really want change and want to have hope once more in their lives will support us.
Okay. All right. Do you still have pictures? We can show a few pictures. Thank you, ANC Mornings. They're giving us an extension. All right. A few pictures. Very quickly. Just describe.
Okay.
Okay.
Romantic.
Okay. Next. Okay.
She didn't use her economics.
Okay. That's the only thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Fighter.
Okay. Next.
Reformer, and I admire his having reformed the COMELEC.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Brillantes. Okay.
Yeah. I think we are now, the poor are given a chance a little bit.
Okay. Next. Next. Okay.
I owe him gratitude for martial law for the EDSA revolution.
Oh, so you owe him gratitude for EDSA.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious, coming from the David interview, do you admire Enrile more or Pinoy?
That is a very interesting question. I mean, they have their own virtues, and they are good Filipinos.
Okay, next.
Good leaders.
Good. Okay, next. Oh,
Campaigning too soon.
okay. For 2016.
Yeah.
Campaigning too soon. Okay. Alam mo itong independent guests natin are the most forthright and honest.
Yeah.
Next, wala na. Okay, next.
I hope he supports the Sultanate of Sulu.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that a little. I mean, it's a more of your serious comments. You said, I hope Pinoy supports the Sultanate of Sulu. Why should he? And is Pinoy doing anything wrong for you?
There was a point in time when he said that let's keep the Sabah issue dormant. And I think it doused cold waters on the Sultanate of Sulu, which historical records, nagpapakita naman ng historical records na talagang sila ang may-ari sa Sabah.
Okay.
By the way, I want to apologize kasi baluktot yung Tagalog ko.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So you're saying Pinoy made a mistake in saying, let's keep the Sabah issue or claim dormant.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I think it did. And because there are historical records that really support the Sultanate of Sulu. What he should have done would be to support the Sultan of Sulu and call for the United Nations to let come in international police so that walang bloodshed.
Very interesting.
Until after ma-resolve itong issue.
Alam mo, in fairness to you, that is that words of the wise. That's the
Thank you
first
po.
suggestion I've ever. I mean, that's a very good suggestion. You're saying,
Salamat
looking
po.
back, what he should have done was support the Sultanate and then call in for the UN peacekeeping. But
Yes.
if you were Pinoy, how could he still support the Sultanate? They invaded Sabah with arms. It was too late.
But the international UN police could still be the keep away from I mean the two of them so that there will be no bloodshed, no? O kung nagpulis sila doon like what they are doing in most conflict-ridden issue, wala sanang bloodshed, no? But that is, I think, behind the bridge because
So
there has been bloodshed.
what can the administration do now?
Well, it can still call for the UN peace forces, no, and bring the issue to the UN to resolve it peacefully, no.
But how do
let
you-
the historical records speak for themselves.
Okay, but how do you think will that affect? We have so many workers in Malaysia. We trade with Malaysia. We're a member of the ASEAN, where Malaysia is our neighbor. In other words, we have other bigger economic interests.
I still think in the fair-mindedness of Malaysians. No, after all, they are Muslims. They are brother Muslims, and I'm sure if given the right conditions and environment and referees, they will come to their senses. No? Kasi may historical records naman talaga na Sabah. And then they are enjoying so much income out of Sabah while giving only the Sultanate something like 70,000 pesos per year.
A year, correct.
Nakakakuha naman yan. Nakaka-insulto naman yan.
Tama ka naman doon.
We should rectify.
All right. Now, clearly, how old are you, if you don't mind?
Matanda na tayo. I'm already senior citizen.
So you're in your 60s?
Yeah.
Okay. You've never held public office?
No. Not ever.
Okay.
Although,
Now, some people may think you're nuts. I mean, in your 60s running for the Senate, you haven't held public office. Some people may say, pati kayo mag-barangay captain, pati kayo mag-konsehal.
Well,
Clearly, you have the heart for service.
yeah, I have the heart for service, but the way I see it, the problems that beset the country are national in scope. So it needs a national solution. Like, for example, let's abolish the pork barrel. Let's abolish with the political dynasties. Let's transform our national debt, which eats up 45% of our national budget in debt service alone, into puhunan that will create multiple businesses and new jobs dito sa bayan natin.
Okay. All right. So, of course, that's a long story how you intend to do that when you're in the Senate. But then to our viewers, why should they choose you? We don't have enough time. Why should they vote for you and choose you?
Because the majority of the Filipinos are poor. The poor ought to be represented once and for all, no? Kasi
Hindi lang puro mayayaman.
Oh, hindi lang
At
puro
may apelyido.
mayayaman. Yeah. More than 90% of our people are really poor, no? They are eating pagpag foods. I mean, some people in the slums are eating pagpag food.
Totoo, nakita
Some
ko na
people are living in the cemeteries, sleeping on empty tombs. I mean, you go around every night doon sa mga business centers. There are children sleeping on cement. Ha? Ano ba ito? I mean, what are we doing?
So if you win for the Senate,
If I win for in
what
the Senate,
will you do?
we will increase the money supply in the country because of
Senator, you're a legislator.
no, I can move for that there is be legislation to study what is the proper money supply that is conducive to every productive Filipino family so that we don't have to break up families sending mothers, daughters, sons to abroad.
Okay.
Kawawa naman yung bayan natin, no? I mean, we are the only family which has so many natural resources and yet we're sending laborers abroad when in fact they should be here, enjoy their families and work together in the development of our so many natural resources and create so many jobs.
Okay.
Can be done.
On that note, I am wishing you good luck, sir.
Oo.
Good luck to you.
Maraming salamat,
Okay,
Karen.
what number are you?
I'm number 14 and I congratulate you. You're one of the most beautiful Filipino girls I know. Totoo yan.
Okay, alam mo, Arlene, dapat ganito yung mga guests natin. I'm kidding. That's Head Start today. Replay of this interview with Rizalino Rizal and Miss... Yeah, nagugulo na ako. Mr. Rizalito David and Baldomero Falcone is at 6 p.m. tonight and 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. I'm Karen Davila. Have a good day, everyone. I'll see you again and take care. Oh, by the way, everybody asking where can they watch all the Head Start interviews for the senatorial candidates? It's on YouTube. I'll tweet the link later on. You can see all the candidates, all the interviews. Take care, everyone.